In this video, I'm going over my biggest profit ever to date. Stick around to see how much I made and which item I flipped. First off, before I get into depth of my biggest flip ever, I want to give you guys a huge thank you for the support you guys gave me on my last video. You guys made it clear that you want more of this content, so I gotta give the people what they want. Okay. So the purchase happened just a few short days after I posted my very first YouTube video. I kept grinding like usual, searching OfferUp to find any good deals, but at that time I just wasn't finding anything that was good. So I switched over to Facebook Marketplace to see if I could find anything within my local area. And boy, let me tell you, I found something good. When I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, I happened to come across this item right here. My initial thought was this has to be the price listed for each phone in the picture. But when I did some further investigating, I realized I struck the mother lode.
Oh yeah, we've hit the mother lode. We've hit the mother lode.
The price was for
both of them.
These were literally two iPhone 11 Pro Maxes, which are the latest released iPhones from Apple, which go around $800 to $900 a pop. By the time I realized what this person was actually selling, I was already imagining all the things I was gonna buy with the profits. I did make sure to message the seller immediately to clarify that the price was for both of the phones. Thankfully, the seller was quick at replying. She was able to clarify that the price was for both of the phones, and right then and there we were able to establish a time and location to meet up. Now I am going to be a little bit of a hypocrite here. Last video I said if the price is good enough, don't try and push the seller over the edge, but I did happen to negotiate a little bit.
You what?
Well, in text, it's almost as if they wanted me to negotiate with them.
No! No!
They asked me how much will I be paying, so of course I had to hit her with the classic,
Well, what's your bottom dollar for them?
Then they said they could do $350 for each phone, and whew, let me tell you, was I getting excited. I just got $100 off a price that was already unbeatable. Which makes it beatable. Of course, with a price this good, I had to double check that there were no issues with the phones. So I asked and they said that there was nothing wrong with them. No issues, no cracks, nothing. About half an hour later, we met up, I checked out the phones, and I purchased them. Then I was on my way over to the Lamborghini dealership to go pick out my new car. No, but in all seriousness, I drove home and figured with such a good deal in my hands, I would share it with you guys. And to prove to you guys that this actually happened, I have the phones in my hands right now. No, but these are the actual phones right here. Of course, I'm sure a lot of you guys are suspecting that the phones might be fake, not paid off, or simply blacklisted / stolen. And believe me guys, I was thinking the same exact things. Phones do happen to be a little bit trickier for when you try to flip them, and this is due to their own personal backgrounds. And when I say backgrounds, I mean some of the things that we just listed off, such as whether they're paid off, whether they're stolen or not, or even if they're just unlocked or not. Although not to worry guys, I made sure to check both the phones' backgrounds to make sure that they were clean and ready to use. I did this by going online to a few different websites where they give out free background checks for your phone, and thankfully they both checked out. So let's go ahead and sell these bad boys. The process is pretty much the exact same thing as I explained in the last video. I'm simply going to head over to Facebook Marketplace, fill out the questions, and publish the listings. Once I have reviewed all the information, set that price right around the trending area that we saw on eBay, taken some nice quality photos of it, and included at least one picture of the phone's IME, then I think we're ready to post. Then again, I simply sit back and wait for an interested buyer. The next day, I came into contact with an interested buyer. The buyer and I agreed to meet in the middle of our offers at $825. The next thing you know, I was hopping in the car, turning on my favorite song to go meet up with the buyer. We met up, they checked out the phone, and I counted the money making sure it was all there. Next, I was off to the bank to deposit the money. I got $825 from that deal, which already puts me at a profit of $125 for this transaction. Now, I am not going to lie to you guys, the other iPhone took a bit more time to sell, and I am not completely sure why. Maybe I just hit bad timing to sell with this one, but anyway, I agreed to sell it for $700, which I am aware leaves a lot of money on the table, but I wanted to get this video released in time for you guys. So I am willing to risk leaving some profit. Again, after I collected the money, I went ahead and deposited it, which leaves me a total profit of $825 off this one deal. Not too bad if you ask me. So now that we have sold our two phones, all we need to do is record our profits. For time's sake, my last video was not able to include my grand total Excel sheet, but I think we got a little bit of spare time for this video. Right here is the Excel sheet that I started just from scratch ever since I started doing this whole side hustle. I've made sure to include formulas and whatnot into the Excel sheet. That way inputting data goes a lot quicker and smoother. But as you can see, I make sure to track what the item is, how much I bought it for, how much I sold it for, where I bought it, where I sold it, and if I shipped it, how much was the expense. Now, I'm not going to get into great detail of how I made this Excel sheet. They are pretty easy formulas, and I do not want to take too much time out of the video explaining this part.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Right here, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys a typical entry for when we record one of our flips. So we know we bought both phones for $700. We're going to record what we sold them for. So we sold one phone for $825 and the next one for $700, which equals $1,525, which gives us that $825 profit. We also did not ship the phone, so therefore we can just put $0 for the shipping expense, and then we sold both phones on Facebook Marketplace like that. And immediately with those formulas in place, we are able to get our $825 profit and our return on investment of 118%, which is pretty amazing for our $700 investment.
Nice.
Now, if we scroll down, we are able to get this month's profit as well as our average return on investment for the month and our average gain as well for the month. Scrolling over to our far left, we are able to get our pretty much grand total. For 2019, our profit was nearly $7,000, but for 2020, we are right around the $5,300 mark. But I also set a goal to make $10,000 just in 2020 alone, and right now I'm nearly 54% of the way there. COVID-19 did have a little bit of a setback for this year's goal, but I'm going to keep on trying to push forward and make it to that 10,000 mark. But I'm going to go ahead and zoom out and show you guys pretty much all the transactions of this year. You can go ahead and pause the video if you want to see each individual one. And I'm just going to scroll through, and that's what we got so far. With all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Also, feel free to comment any new ideas of what you want to see in the next upcoming videos. I'm Nick Marner, and have a good one, guys.
Reese's.